What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sanders Report. And if you are one of the handful of people that actually watched my last video, did Ukrainian Nazis influence Thomas Crooks to assassinate Trump? Then you would know that I talked about Tucker Carlson and his special on Thomas Matthew Crooks and some of the questions around the investigation. And one of the things that Tucker Carlson talked about was this guy online named Willy Tepes, who was affiliated with a Nordic resistance movement with neo Nazi ties to the Ukrainian Azov battalion. And I talked about this, and Willy Tepes responded to my video. Willy Tepes reached out to me through a comment that's public on the video. He said, the FBI has issued a statement confirming that he had nothing to do with it. I asked if he'd reached out to Tucker Carlson about this, and he said that he had sent a cease and desist order to Tucker Carlson, which he is ignoring, and he filed a complaint against YouTube. And he went on to advise me that, my skepticism of the system should be also towards the media, including people with ties to the CIA, which he's talking about Tucker Carlson's father. Tucker Carlson's father worked for the CIA. That's one of the things that Nick Fuentes had called out Tucker on, and Tucker has, acted ignorant to the fact that his father was in the CIA, and he was confused about how a kid like Nick Fuentes could be aware of this when he wasn't. But Willy Tepes has gone on to also confirm that he did at one point have ties with the Nordic resistance movement, and said that he has not had any affiliation with them in a few years. But I just want to go out there and say thank you to Willy Tepes for reaching out, and I apologize for putting you into that video and potentially, bringing any negative attention to you if it was unwarranted. But this is the reason why I'm doing this channel, because I have questions. People put out content. There's all sorts of media out there. And, we're sitting here with trying to figure out what's true, what's not true. And I was clear in my video about that, a lot of the things that I said in the video was speculation. It was based on circumstantial evidence. But I do want to say that Willy Tepes, and I mean, can you imagine that? So I've got like a very small YouTube channel, and I see this special that Tucker Carlson does, and he talks about this guy, and then I make a video about, it's kind of like a conspiratorial video, just trying to link things together, and I get a response from the guy that's mentioned in the Tucker Carlson special. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. For me, being somebody that's pretty low level, and not that I even think that Willy Tepes obviously isn't anybody that's famous, but I literally just saw this dude in a Tucker Carlson video, and now I'm having some form of correspondence with him. Now, I mean, of course, I don't know who Willy Tepes really is. I don't, it's just, to me, it's a name. I haven't done any type of like real research or investigated this individual. I don't want to be like Jasmine Crockett when she's talking about Jeffrey Epstein donated to somebody in the Trump, administration. Then it turns out it's a different Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. If anybody hasn't seen that, it's hilarious. Just shows how clueless a lot of our representatives are, especially Jasmine Crockett. She's right up there with AOC as far as dumb. But hey, you know what? They got elected to Congress, so they're obviously not too dumb, or at least there's a lot more dumb people out there that they were able to fool. So, but I wanted to make this video and, put that out there, that Willy Tepes responded to my video. And, I don't know Willy Tepes. I don't know this Bjorn Leaf individual, but if they, had nothing to do with it, then I'm sorry for any insinuation that I might have put in there that linked him to doing, and he didn't deny that he reached out to Crooks or anything like that. He just said like, hey, like I had nothing to do with this assassination attempt. And I mean, I can completely understand that if I wasn't involved in that, I wouldn't want people putting my name out there saying that I was. So I just wanted to say, hey, like I put out there some speculation stuff. This guy followed up on it, and so I mean, I'd take him at his word. He says he didn't do anything. The FBI's obviously looked at it, made a statement about it. Again, not that I trust the FBI about everything, but just wanted to try to clear this gentleman's name up. However, the things that I said in the video about the Ukrainian Nazis, like that's all true. Like it's very well documented. You can find that in Scott Horton's book, Provoked. He does a very good job of kind of detailing the history there for the organization of Ukrainian it's the OUN. It's the Organization for Ukrainian Nationalists, maybe. It all stemmed from Stepan Bandera, basically evolved into the Azov Battalion, C-14, Right Factor, and some of these other groups. But so that stuff's accurate. Now, maybe tying them to Thomas Matthew Crooks, total speculation, and I can see how people get confused on that when you have somebody that's taking historical facts or actual groups and then piecing that together, how people could be misled. That was not my intention. So just trying to clear that up. Just spitballing things here. And see, this is what it's all about, right? Like, let's get the ideas out in the open. Let's talk to people. And that's what's crazy is that, I'm talking about this guy who yesterday was just somebody I'd heard talked about on Tucker Carlson and now, commenting on my YouTube channel. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, I don't know if I'll be able to do any more content between now and the next couple of days. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope you get to spend some time with your family, enjoy some good food, and, just appreciate all the things that we have and just appreciate life. So happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for listening.